from this. So most definitely make sure say you link me up when you're reaching so we can make something happen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, today how to double your income is a conversation apart. It's so important, yo, for we to understand that. But before we delve into it, I want to run this play by you guys. You can make more money than you've made before. Why? Because you can become more than whatever it is that you are in life right now. Whatever it is that you're doing in life right now, you can excel and you can grow. So therefore, you can definitely make more money than what you have made before. So with that in mind, we have to say to ourselves, yo, I am an ATM machine. I can disperse money. I don't know where it's going to come from, but the works for me, plan for put in, it's going to let me generate money. We have to feel money in order to know, say, yo, we're going to make it. We get up every day with desperation and we get up every day with this great depression and expect, say, yo, we are going to attract money. No, we're not going to attract money in our life like that. It says, like attracts like, the law of attraction. So we have to think about money and attract it in our life. Send it out there in the universe to make sure, say, oh, we attract it in our real life and it will come. So you can make more money than you have made before because you can become more than what you have before. And with that in mind, that is part of the attraction of attracting money in our real life. Now, one question is, how can I double my income? How can you double your income? Someone would say that, all right, in order for me to double my income, I'm working 40 hours a week. $15 an hour. Now I have to go get a second job that pays me $15 an hour. So me can say, all right, I make $30 an hour. But you work 80 hours for the week. So in actuality, you didn't really double your income none at all. You double the amount of time where you work. You still work $15 an hour. Now, one would say the simplest way to double your income is if you have a product that you're selling to us and you're selling for $10, just sell it for $20. And right then and there, boom, you double your income. But it's not as simple as that because not every product you can just double up and it double up your income. But the beauty about it is time. Time is so important. Time is money. And you can't just jump from working 40 hours a week to working 80 hours a week for the same money and say, yo, you have doubled up your income. No. It has to be along the line of you have a product and you're selling it for $10 and that product now has so much value within it and you can double up that product and now sell it for $20. So right there, you have doubled up your income. A lot of people out there right now are making what? $50,000, $60,000 a year. How do I make $100,000 to $120,000 for the year? We also have to always bear in mind, you can make more than what you've made before because you can become more than what you are now. So it always have to go in line with this evolution of growing and evolving and becoming something that you are better than now. How do we get there though? One of the simplest steps that we have to take is we have to calculate our income. A lot of us have multiple businesses all over the place. We don't even know how much money we really make. So we need to calculate our income and get an understanding of how much it is that, we actually make in our real life. And once you have an understanding of how much is your actual earned income, then okay, you make sure it's all right, boom, you jot that down. Then you go calculate the expenses because not for we live way above the means. Way above the means. And our expenses eat so much in our income, it's tough to even determine how much do we actually make. So definitely one needs to calculate their income and also calculate the expenses. And then so you subtract your expense from your earned income and you will really and truly have an idea of where you stand, what it is that you need to do. It gives you a good starting point. Another thing that you can do in order for you to double up your income is that you have to develop a skill. You have to develop something greater than what it is that you are doing now, because we pay out so much money when we have a product and we're trying to get that product out there through marketing and having other people doing things to it, rather than we try to learn and do it for ourselves. Real talk, there's so much people out there right now who them pay out so much money for other people do the work for them. Why? Because them can't do it themselves, or because they don't want to put in the work in order to do it for themselves. So it's so important that we spend that time for ourselves, put in the work, so we can get the result what we need to get at the minimal amount of expense. So develop a skill. So important. One of the things that I'll suggest also is to learn sales. And when I mean learn sales, it is so important, when you learn to sell a product. It teaches you so much more than just, getting the information on how to market something to sell it. Because the knowledge that you gain from it, it puts you in a different frame of mind on how you need to articulate your product and get it out there. And sales is so important in terms of the information that one need to garner and get for putting your product out there. Can you imagine now, all right, my brother Marshall has sell a book and he has no idea about sales, but yet still he has this great product. How does he get it out there? How does he duplicate the 1 and 2 and 3 sales then when I make every week? You have to source the information. You have to try to learn as much as you can about this part of the industry, because it's so important to you that not having the information and knowledge about sales can actually harm and hurt your business, just simply because you don't have the knowledge or the know-how. I'll give you guys a gem this morning and use it if you have a product for sale. And trust me, it works all the time. So when running your advertisements on social media, whether Facebook or Instagram, one of the best time to actually run those advertisements is actually between the hours of 12 o'clock in the night till 6 a.m. in the morning. Why? Why is that so important? Because between the hours, the people who are upon social media most of the time, and the most effective times, are the ones that I look for make a change in their life. I look for something different. Look for something for gravitate towards. How we can, when we can learn something so we can better myself tomorrow. I don't think I'm up to 3 o'clock in the morning upon Instagram. No, I look for information how we can better the situation over there now. So it's so important that we target those times of the night. Trust me, it does work. And target those audiences because they're the ones who are seeking information. When time the world around them stop, they're not distracted anymore. And them just locked into whatever information that's presented in front of them. So if you can tap into that time when their subconscious is so focused on whatever it is that they are, their conscious and their subconscious is so focused, it's a good time to try to market your product to them between the hours of 12 o'clock in the night until 6 o'clock in the morning. Meds it. One of the things that we can do in order to double our income is that we have to get around people with bigger incomes than we are. People who have double the incomes than we are. If we stay all the time around people who have the same income or less income than we, how are we going to be motivated to even go out there if you say, yo, I'm going to try double my income? We're not. We're going to feel like, say, yo, we look a bit comfortable and we look a bit content, and if maybe we can get a 25 cent or 50 cent or $1 more than John, then you feel all right because you feel like, say, yo, yeah, I make a little bit more than them. But you will make $50,000 for the year now, they're on somebody who's making $100,000 for the year or $200,000. That's going to motivate you. That's going to push you for one, for double your income. And when doing so, you are going to create different avenues or different ways of learn how to double that income. So it's so important, yo. And we talk about it all the time about your network. It's your network. So I said, get around people with double the income or quadruple the income that you have. And in doing so, like attracts like, the law of attraction tells you that you will attract those people in your life. The next point I wanted to add to it is double your investment. Double your investment in yourself. If you used to run $50 out of ad, double it to $100. Your reach is now going to be further. If you know, so you used to just invest $100 a month inside of the stock market, whatever investment you have, double the investment into it if you want to double your income or double the result. There's no way I expect to get that doubled result without not actually double down on whatever it is that you want to do. So it's so important, yo, to double your investments that you have in anything that you want to do. That is one of the steps of actually trying to double your income. Now listen, at least I big up myself, Brianna. Wow, go on. Seriously. Sacrifice, brother. Marshall has a sacrifice. So true, brother. You have to sacrifice. Because we can't sit here and say, yo, we want this or we want this or we want that, or we are not putting in the work. We are not actually making the necessary sacrifice to get to where we want to get to in a real life. I want to run this by you guys, and it is so important. It's something that I've learned this morning. It has been instilled along one's journey a long time ago, but the reiteration of it this morning kind of just, wow, was mind-boggling. That it is a scientific law that everyone needs a coach. I want you guys to Google and look up Newnan Law. Newnan Law. It is a scientific law that everyone needs a coach. Because we have so many things in our life that's going to hinder us and stop us from get to where we want to get to in our real life, right? So sometimes we need a push start, sometimes we need a jolt. And this is how important the role of a coach plays, because they're always there to push you. And sometimes our brain and our thought process is like a parked car. But if you put that car, a parked car actually neutral, which is ridiculously crazy. But you having that coach that pushed you, once that car has been pushed, it's going to continue and go, having that coach pushing that car. But that car will only stop whenever it comes across obstacles and your thought process gets in front of you and get the better of you. So it's important that we have these people that's going to push us. That's when we feel like, say, we can't go no further. We have a system behind us or somebody pushing us for us to get to the next level, because far too long we allow ourselves to become stagnant. And we don't go seek the necessary help or pay for the necessary help. Having a coach behind us is so important in our journey. I was reading this article this morning, and the headline says, make sure that you are not the obstacle, or you are not the one who's creating the obstacle that's going to stop you from succeed. And far too long, we have been the ones to create the environment and the obstacles in our way that hinders us from making it in our real life. And then we try to blame the system, and then we try to blame everything around us except ourselves. So make sure, so you're not that one to far blame from everything else except yourself. One of the things that I also want you to factor in how can one double their income. And for all of those who are in sales and for all of those who have a product, it's important for you to gather your receipts. And when I say gather your receipts, it's not just necessarily pick up a receipt for sure, say, yo, this is my product, it really works. We used to sell it for $10. Now, you know, a lot of people buy it work for them. Now at $20. Yes, it's good. I know at $30. Getting a receipt may also mean that, yo, whatever product that you have, or if you're a mentor and you have a mentee, you mentor that mentee so much and you put so much information in that person to the point where, of course, they become successful. But they are now like a walking billboard advertising for you because your product that you have advertised to them and poured into them have worked. It sell. It work. So when you now put your price on your product, it's no one questions whether or not it is of the value that you put on it, because there's living proof, there's a receipt there to show them that your product actually works. But it's really crazy nice. It's difficult to get to that double your income, because in life there are dimensions and there are classes. Because they're simple. The simplest of us are trying to double our income. Trying to double, from making that $50,000 a year to try to make that $100,000 a year. But when I say that, there are levels to it. Imagine the man who's trying to triple that income. So instead of making that $100,000 for the year, he wants to make $200,000. What about the man who wants to make $100,000 a month? You're not even in their league as yet. What about the man who wants to make $1 million a month? So there are levels to it. But we have to start from somewhere. And these simple steps that I think that we highlighted this morning are some of the steps that we can take to get there. As I said, you working $15 an hour for 40 hours of the week, and then saying that, oh, you want to double your income, and you went off to work 80 hours at the same $15. That's not doubling your income. Getting that second job is not doubling your income, because time is so important. As equal as they say money is wealth, time is wealth. Because some of the most wealthiest people in this world, time is where them up on the man. Enough people have money, but them can't get to enjoy it. Them can't get to do nothing with, because them just don't have the time. Time is wealth. It is as equal to money. So it's important, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure we manage it carefully and know we not get in front of ourselves. And I found the quote exactly that I wanted to run by you guys. It says that make sure that you're not the weapon formed against yourself that's causing you not to prosper. Oh my gosh. We get up every day and say, you know the saying what we always say. You know what I mean? So make sure you are not the weapon that formed against yourself that's causing you not to prosper. It's real crazy. Because guess what? I can think of so many people right now in our life where they are the weapons that form against themselves. Them are the one them who put themselves in some jam or put themselves in some situation where them can't come out of. Them are the one who creates the barrier, them and close the door them. Them are the one them who burn the bridge them before them even cross them. And then they wonder why. Why is it that I can't be successful? Why is it that I can't? Why is it that I am not? What it is that I'm doing different? A lot of people out there are not doing anything. The same thing that they have done last year. The same thing that they have done the year before. And 5 years ago is the same thing that they're doing now. But yes, though, we can define madness or insanity as doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and expect a different result. So you're not much different from a madman. So how long will you try and continue to do something without getting a result out of it, without actually tweaking it or try to do something different or add something else to it? How long? It's a question that we all should ask ourselves. How long will I continue to go down this path without result before me actually decide, I'm going to make a change or do something different, because of what I've been doing it's just not working? How long are you going to sit on the sideline with the fear of fear? The time is now. And the time is now for us to act now. There's never been a better time than now to act. So we have to say to ourselves that Today, begin today. Today will be the best day of the rest of my life, because the things that I was fearful of yesterday, I am not fearful of it anymore today. And as a result of that, I'm going to change. I'm going to start now. And if I want to double my income, I'm going to have to think out the box. I'm going to have to surround myself with people who are making double the income that I'm making. And I have to make sure that I learn all these things that we talk about this morning and put myself in position so I can double my income. Because me simply doubling my job and doubling my time is not me doubling my income. So double your investment. As I said, calculate your income and calculate your expenses so you can see where you are. Because a lot of you guys out there are making a lot of money. A lot of you guys out there have so much unnecessary expenses. One of the things that I want you guys to do, and I've done it, and I'm still doing it, and it don't make no sense, is that look how many subscriptions that you guys have when you log on into. Look how much subscription you have a come out of your account. Some unnecessary something up, you might click on it one time or 2 times for use it, or 1 3 times, and you just left it there. Like, do you really need Experian and charge you $20, $19.99, $20 a month for you look for your credit every month? Do you really need that? No. There's so many other subscriptions out there we'll log into just because that moment we needed that information at that moment. And from ever since we get it, we totally forget. I will stay a night and they stay there. And a lot of us have hundreds of dollars come out of our account. Yes, from subscriptions that we really don't even use or really don't even need. I think that a part of the process of doubling your income is also lessening your expense. So if you're not to go out there no more, go shop this that week and go buy some unnecessary things and go buy the extra clothes and the extra shoes that we put in the closet where you now use. Spending less money can also help in the process of increasing and doubling your expense by just simply spending less money. Not if you go there for go make an additional investment, or if you go there for go make for go take on more work hours. Just as what my brother Marshall say, make the sacrifice and spend less money. You're gonna end up have more money. It helps in the aid of doubling your income. It's simple as that. But how much of us are disciplined enough to want to do that? A lot of us use this stalemate. Oh, me work hard enough, so I have to play hard. Come on now. Oh, I put in a whole bunch of work this last year, and man, I need to go on 3 vacations. That don't make no sense none at all. How much of us are going on that same vacation? And this is something we know as our people have to get out of our system. Because we are going on a vacation. And just look how much money we spend to go on the vacation. We'll book the hotel and we'll book the flight. And all of the excursions that will come with it. See? Now here comes the day of the days leading up to it. We go shopping. We spend hundreds and thousands of dollars for me, my significant other, my kids, them all the way for go on this one vacation. Thousands of dollars we spend for go on the vacation. We already spend thousands of dollars for go on. Which no make no sense none at all, because you see when you see rich people that travel, you see them in them look up, in them slippers and them socks and them shoes and them go see your boom and them gone. So you see that thousands of dollars now we end up spend on clothing and accessories to actually go on the trip. Imagine if you had saved that money. Now you'd have more spending power when you actually deploy your trip, or you can enjoy yourself some more. You don't have to worry about when you come back, you have to go run up and down, go work this and work that. So actually, saving some money can and will help you and aid you in the process of doubling your income. Trust me, it's not worth it none at all. If you spend so much money, if you just go through the airport and as soon as you get to your destination, you don't have in your meds already, so you have a plan to change out the outfit because you have another outfit where you want to wear. So you spend all that money just to go through the airport. And so whosoever down there can see in your outfit. It don't make no sense none at all. If the real true joy is to really enjoy your vacation, then the ultimate goal is making sure that you have enough capital on your vacation to enjoy it to its fullest. And not necessarily to put all light in your clothing and accessories to go on your vacation. Marshall Brown say, every new year I try and remove unnecessary bills and subscriptions. That point is important. You made removing unnecessary bills and subscription. It is so true. And all of we have it. All of we are victim of it. I'm a victim and a perpetrator of it. Real talk. You know what I mean? So for me, ladies and gentlemen, about to get out of here, it was really important that I share this with you guys. It's a very informative platform that we have here. We come here and we drop gems and stuff that I want you guys to actually apply to your life. These are things that I am trying to apply to my life. These are things that I have done, I'm doing at the same time, and it's so important. As I said, even though these are information that one has paid to attain, paid to get, I believe that they are basic things in a real life. We weren't taught financial literacy. We weren't taught anything about wealth. As soon as money come up in our conversation as a youth grow up, our grandparents and our parents and son regardless, because they have no knowledge, they know nothing about it. So therefore, when I have the conversation, so we will come here and we'll have this conversation until we get it in our head, so we can teach our friends or associates around us and our offsprings these valuable points and these valuable information. So therefore, we try to bridge that gap and stop it, so it not happen to our generation to come. So they now can be more financial literate than we were. Because look how late we are learning now. We in our 30s and 40s. We are learning something we should have learned from 15, 16, 17 year olds. So by the time we turn young adult, now we are implementing them things in our life from a long time. We would have been way ahead of where we are right now. I was saying, as I was saying, boy, the struggle is real. Simply because we don't have the financial literacy. And ladies and gentlemen, when I to allude back to what I said earlier about double investment that you make in yourself, it is so important, yo. Cause listen, you will take up hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for your semester, right? And out of that semester or that whole school year where you go, you come out and the real world hits you. And that's when you look back on how much money you spend in school and nothing where you go to school for. You can't come out come use in the real world. Because them say what, 7 years? Every 7 years. Don't quote me wrong. There's certain a percentage amount of people that actually goes to school. It was like a total waste of money for them. Because the career that they actually go to school for, by the time they come out of school, that the job they gone, that the career they gone, it exists no more. So then waste how much thousands and thousands of dollars, which is ridiculous within itself. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I always like to drop a final gem to you guys before I get out of here. And the final gem that I'll drop to you guys is about, since we're talking about school tuition, is your student loan. A lot of you guys are so eager and so hurry up to get the student loan offer on the credit. But let me tell you something. A lot of you guys are only holding up right now with somewhat okay credit, because that student loan is the longest trade line that you actually have on your credit. You remove that student loan from your credit, trust me, your credit has got tank, because enough of our credit history is so poor. It is so bad. And the longest credit history that we actually have, that somebody lending us something, is your student loan. So whether you know it or not, I'm here to tell you that your student loan right now, just the history part of it, is actually doing more good for your credit than actually your debt to income ratio that you may sit there and worried about, oh, you want to get rid of your student loan. So just know that your student loan right now is doing more good for you than bad, especially if you don't have a lot of trade lines upon your credit. All right? So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do Monday because, the work of it taken, but I'll drop by. I will post the information as it comes along. But definitely next week, I'll be here with you guys again. Thank you guys so much. And as I said, as we learn, we all learn together in this one community, right? As I said. So until next time, be blessed.